Most people think that if you want to build a startup, you have to suffer. That if you aren't working more than 12 hours a day, you probably aren't trying hard enough. But actually, there are a lot of successful entrepreneurs who operate completely differently. They don't just work hard, but they have systems that protect their time and energy. And in this video, I'm breaking down 5 of these specific balance hacks that allow you to grow your business without burning out, including the anti-goal method, which is the exact opposite of how most people set targets. I'm Fabiano, and I quit my job at Google to build a business within a sane 40-hour work week. And on this channel, we explore insights and tactics that allow you to build a business without sacrificing your life. All right, let's start with the first balance hack, which is the anti-goal strategy. Goal setting is very important, but it can also be tricky because we often fantasize about like the perfect working day or the perfect day in life, me included, and then at the end we forget how we actually get there. And the concept of having anti-goals comes from Andrew Wilkinson, who is a successful bootstrap founder and owns more than 40 companies. And the essential part of it is basically that you can visualize your success, but you also have to visualize the worst day you probably can imagine. Such a day could include like commuting for 2 hours, having like meetings the whole day, being drained from clients who are angry at you, or just working with people you don't like. And the actual balance hack is, once you have listed or imagined like the worst working day ever, you set rules for yourself that prevent you from having such days. For example, no meetings before 10 a.m., or you only work with people who give you energy instead of draining it, or you take like every second day the afternoon off to have like a focus session in a cafe. And his main takeaway here is that basically it's easier to avoid misery first, to have like a happy working day instead of just chasing like the perfect working day you imagine for yourself. The second balance hack comes from the founder and CEO from Spotify, but also listed by a lot of other founders and also in science basically. And the idea is that you stop managing your time, but instead start managing your energy. In a recent podcast, the founder and CEO of Spotify, Daniel Ek, mentioned that he doesn't just fill his calendar, but also tracks his energy. And doing so, you would set up your calendar based on your energy levels. For example, if you are more creative in the mornings, you would set like focus work in the mornings instead of having meetings in the mornings. If you are more creative in the evening, you would set your creative work into the evening instead of having like meetings there or doing something else. So the idea is that you don't want to fight your biology, instead being aware when is your energy high, your energy low, and when is the best time to do which task. And the main takeaway is that if you match your energy levels with your tasks, you will get much more done in less time. And the cool thing is, and if you want to dive deeper, there is actually science behind it. It's called chronotypes, and you can check out what kind of type you are and what the distribution of your energy levels throughout the day is. The next balance hack is related to your workspace and the idea that at the end, your environment dictates your creativity, inspiration, and also your focus. And I got this concept from Newport's book, Slow Productivity. And it's basically about the idea that at the end, you can choose your environment for specific tasks. For example, let's say you want to be creative, you want to do like creative work, probably you go to a cafe to do so. If you want to write on a Tuesday evening, go to the library, because then you're surrounded by books and the vibe of writing. Or if you want to code nonstop, full focus, probably at home with some lo-fi music in the background is the best environment to do so. And the key takeaway here is that if you create some routines to do specific tasks in specific environments, it will be easier for your brain to get into the right mindset and also to focus. The fourth balance hack is about the gap and the gain. And you probably know it, but if you're working towards a specific goal or milestone and then you reach it, you're happy for 5 minutes, but then you immediately switch into, okay, what is the next one? What is the next goal? And being anxious about achieving the next thing. And the idea of the gap and the gain, or the framework for it, comes from Sullivan, who is like one of the most successful entrepreneur coaches, coached over 20,000 successful entrepreneurs worldwide. And the idea is that you want to not only focus on the gap, so the gap between what you want to achieve and where you are now, but you also want to focus on the gain, which is basically looking at your past achievements. So the next time you feel like you're failing or that you haven't achieved anything so far, stop measuring forward, but start measuring backwards. And the actual tactical action you can take is quite easy. So the next time you worry about something for the future or how to achieve the goals, or if you feel like, as I said, that you are failing currently, take 5 minutes and write down the 3 main things that you achieved during the last 90 days. And the main takeaway here is that confidence doesn't only come from looking forward, but also looking backward on what you achieved so far. So focusing or taking some moments to focus on the gain instead of the gap. And the last balance hack is also from Newport, inspired by Newport, and it's a shutdown ritual. And you might know it, but It's probably not the difficult part to start working, but actually to stop working in the evenings as a founder. And if you're carrying this work stress into the evening or into the night even, you're already burning energy for the next day. And the idea is to have like one ritual that you do every day after you want to stop working. And this can be, for example, closing all tabs in your browser, or looking at the to-do list of tomorrow, or just shutting down the laptop and saying something out loud like work done or something. I don't know. So you can be creative with that one, but having like one ritual that you do every time helps your brain to shut down and calm down and just finish the working day. And the real balance hack is also not just to having the ritual, but also to being aware that after that ritual, you don't check emails anymore, you don't check anything else work-related, but you shut down for the day. And I hear this a lot from founders, that at the end, you want to recharge your energy, and shutting down is one of the most important things of the day, because this is something that is very difficult for a lot of ambitious people. Growing a startup can be very hard, but it's not a sprint at the end, it's a marathon, at least if you want to build a sustainable business. And those 5 hacks can help you to stay sane and stay balanced throughout the journey. Thanks for watching. If you want to get more insights from founders for founders, feel free to subscribe, and see you soon.